It's all about house music, but it doesn't have to be. One of the greatest things about music is that it's constantly changing and constantly reinventing themselves. And I picked up an album recently. This is the Chemical Brothers. This is Exit Planet Dust. This is their debut album that they made. Back in 1995, they released it. They recorded it between August and November of 1994. And this is a fantastic album. I love it. There's two records in here. Um, we've got, one, two, and then there's three, and then four, indicating four sides. And there's some really fantastic songs on here. Like, my favorite is the title track, many people's favorite, which would be Leave Home. And Leave Home is a fantastic track. If you think about the music in The Matrix, very big beat, very break beat, that's the kind of vibe that they're going for. And I like a lot of this music. It's not house music, it's electronic, right? It's electronic music. And I like it because it's experimental. And if you go on Instagram on my experimental highlight reel, you'll find Leave Home by the Chemical Brothers. And you'll understand why. It's just one of those tunes that is just so, I don't know, it really encompasses that era of music and time, the Prodigy, and lots of very interesting sampling was being done back then by people like Moby and all those guys. And now a lot of the music today is very much focused around carrying on from what they did back in the early days. These guys were formed in 1989 in Manchester, one of my favourite places, because it's got a great music scene, and of course we've seen many great artists like the Chemical Brothers come out, and this is a great success for them. But the later albums, of course, huge commercial hits, and it's not really my thing. That's fine. But this is fucking genius. This is really genius. And I highly encourage you, go check it out on my Instagram, on that highlight reel. You'll see experimental. And there's a few tracks that, for me, are more of an experimental thing. And for them, it was experimental. They were putting stuff together, they were putting sounds together, they were seeing what works. And, I quite like going on that journey myself, seeing what works, seeing different things, seeing different inspirations, trying out new stuff, listening to new artists. I think it's really important, especially for me, because I like to listen to all sorts of stuff: heavy metal, drum and bass, lo-fi, indie, all sorts of stuff. And that, I find, helps me go back to the house music later. It helps me go back to the minimal, helps me go back to what I know really well, and it keeps me fresh. I come back to it and go, oh, wow, this is so cool, wow, this is so fresh. And when I'm going around taking photos, like this is the photo here, that I took of this incredibly, it'll focus here, of this incredibly rare black squirrel that I saw in Denmark on my trip, and I was listening to this tune as I took this photo, and you'll see on the experimental highlight reel, you can listen to the track while looking at the photo that I took, which is really cool. I was later told that it is a 1 in 10,000 chance of seeing one of these squirrels. At the time, I thought it was just a pretty cool black squirrel. So yeah, I don't really know anything about animals. My friend Grace, she knows a great deal, and she informed me that I was very, very lucky. So it's a really great way of, I don't know, music's like that, you have these stories, and I'm really looking forward to giving this a go, giving this a try. Funnily enough, I don't own a record player. I only buy records just so I can go down to the local coffee shop. Shout out to Yellow Bourbon Coffee Roasters in Northampton, because these guys have a record player upstairs, and so I can sit there drinking my coffee, of which I drink far too much, and listen to really cool records. So just a little insight into some of the other stuff I listen to, and a recommendation if you're looking for something a little bit strange, a little bit different. Also, look at this album art on the front here. How can you say no to that? This is a picture that's a lot, I would love to take a picture like this. Even though I don't like to take pictures with people in generally, because, I don't know, I'm trying to eliminate humans from my photos, but this is really moody, and this is definitely my sort of style. Obviously, in the UK, we don't get much scenery like this, and the cars of course, have changed quite significantly, but yeah, it's very cool. It's very cool. Have a great weekend.